fear attraction. We had the next day off from school, so a bunch of kids from class decided to visit a nearby amusement park. I was invited as well. For a moment, I thought we were too old to visit the park. After all, we were already in the second grade of junior high. But when I learnt that the girl I liked was going, I decided to go too. Her name was Sakamoto Minako, and she was the cutest girl in class. I sometimes teased and made fun of her. But secretly, I had a crush on her. After school, those of us who were going the next day decided where we'd first meet. But then, Sakamoto muttered something, sounding worried. I'm kinda scared of roller coasters and haunted houses and such. Seemed she was a bit of a scaredy cat. She was a girl, so that was only natural. But that meant I had to show her how manly I was. After all, I was the tallest boy in our grade, plus I was strong and muscular. There wasn't a single person who'd pick a fight with me. Alright, I'd show her just how much of a man I was at the amusement park. Then she'd see me differently. With that on my mind, I snuck a glance at her profile. After all the details were sorted, we all left the classroom. I was super excited for the following day. Maybe I should do some push-ups today. As I walked through the school gates, someone called out to me from behind. Takahashi-kun, wait! I turned around, and my classmate Nagasawa Reiko was standing there, looking at the ground. She had the strongest sixth sense in the entire grade. Apparently, she was always accompanied by a white snake that she called a messenger of the gods. And sometimes, that white snake predicted things that were about to happen. And apparently, around 80% or so of what she said actually came true. She was so accurate that even newspapers and magazines wanted to interview her. And, on that note, apparently her guardian angel didn't like roller coasters, so she said she wasn't going to go. With her eyes still focused on the ground, she muttered something quietly to me. Hey, Takahashi-kun, it's going to come off. Come off? Yes. Tomorrow, there will be someone wearing blue. That's when it'll come off. Quit fooling around. What the hell are you talking about? You're not making any sense. I laughed. With tears in her eyes, she told me to be careful and then ran off. As I watched her go, I muttered to myself, blue clothes? Come off? The weather the next day was great, perfect for going to the amusement park. I went to the agreed meeting place and was relieved to see Sakamoto was already there. Then we went inside and wandered around the various attractions. First, the roller coaster. It sped around, the wind hitting us hard. The girls screamed, but I wasn't scared even in the slightest. Once we were done, Sakamoto came over to talk to me as I stood there with a perfectly content look on my face. You weren't scared at all, huh, Takahashi-kun? Amazing! Yeah, that's nothing. I could ride it all day. Some of the other boys who also liked Sakamoto then made fun of me. He was just pretending he wasn't scared. But I didn't let it faze me in the slightest. Then we went on a few more rides. The ship that flung high into the air. The car that sped across the water's surface. The rocket that plunged back to Earth from the sky. It didn't matter what ride I went on. I showed no surprise. Takahashi-kun, you're amazing! Even better than I thought. It felt like Sakamoto saw me in a different light now. After that, we all went into the haunted house. Several ghosts jumped out, but I was perfectly fine. After all, it was all fake, and there was a real person behind each ghost. But Sakamoto was terrified, and she screamed for me to help her. I was starting to think that coming to this park today was a great idea. That was why lunch was so fun as well. Sakamoto and the other girls all sat near me to eat their lunch. Takahashi-kun, you're amazing. Sit next to me next time, they all said. I knew the other boys were jealous, but that made me happy as well. After lunch, we climbed the tallest tower in the park. This was to reach the next attraction. I didn't know what ride it was next, so I asked Sakamoto. Then she smiled as she answered, "The bungee jump." Bungee jump? Yeah, you've heard of it, right? They tie a rope around your legs, and then you fall upside down from a large height. This is the scariest thing here, but you should have no problem with it. Yeah, I said, but I had a bad feeling about it. When we reached the top of the tower and went over to the bungee jump, staff members dressed in blue were preparing the rope that goes around your legs. What Nagasawa said floated around in my head. Tomorrow, there will be someone wearing blue. That's when it'll come off. Wearing blue. Come off. Looking down, I could see the other attractions and park guests walking around. They were so small they looked like dots. Nagasawa's predictions tended to come true as well. All the colour drained from my face, and I broke out in a cold sweat. Come off. That didn't mean the rope around my legs would come off, right? I looked down again at the hard concrete below. What's wrong? You're first, Sakamoto said to me, looking confused. Yeah. A staff member in blue wrapped the rope around my legs. They then pointed to where I was to jump from, but my body refused to move. What are you doing, Takahashi? You're up first. We don't have all day. One of the boys screamed, and they pushed me to the platform. Honestly, my legs trembled. I had never been so scared before in my whole life. It was going to come off. If I jumped, the rope would come off. And then No way! I don't want to jump! I don't want to jump! I screamed. I knew I was making a fool of myself. Tears rolled down my cheeks. I sobbed and I trembled pathetically. But one of my classmates, fed up, then pushed me from behind. My scream echoed throughout the park. Nothing happened. The rope remained tied around my legs, and I bounced up and down a few times. But the whole time, I kept screaming, "Help me! Help me!" Seeing me like that, my classmates all laughed, and Sakamoto looked disappointed. "So you're actually a scaredy cat, huh? How disappointing." I was so embarrassed that I wanted to run away. This was the most embarrassing thing that had ever happened to me. And all of this was Nagasawa's fault. I was gonna let her know just how I felt once we got back to school. As I was thinking that, everyone started walking away. Panicking, I looked up as I was about to chase after everyone, and then I saw Sakamoto deliberately taking off her parka. Beneath it, she was wearing a blue shirt. Blue clothes. Panicking again, I looked around, but nothing seemed out of the ordinary. There was no way I could have ever even dreamt that several supports for the giant Ferris wheel right in front of us would come off. There was no possible way to know. Kee! A strange sound filled the park, like something creaking. But everyone was so absorbed in their conversations that they didn't notice it. When I turned around, I realized the shadow of the large Ferris wheel was swallowing all of us. I thought that prediction was aimed just at me, but it seemed that was slightly off as well.